A follow-up to a story now that we brought you last year. A Haitian mother and her 5 kids killed at sea on their way to freedom.
For almost 46 years, they lay in unmarked graves in a South Florida cemetery as if they never existed. But thanks to a concerned citizen and a local doctor, that family will never be forgotten.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir. A lot of people don't have this.
For the first time, an emotional Augustine Lorfields is seeing the names of his loved ones on their graves. Augustine is still recovering from a stroke and was recently diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, making walking challenging. But despite the struggle of each step, nothing could stop him from this special moment.
That's my mom.
Yeah, this is your mom.
For decades, the final resting place for his family was an empty patch of grass. No more. Now, they are marked with headstones bearing their names and life dates, each tombstone telling a tragic story of a man's inhumanity to man.
This is not a Haitian story. This is an immigrant story.
A story that began almost 46 years ago. Augustine's mother, Elaine, and her children, 3 of them pictured here with Augustine, were on their way to America to join him and his sister and father. Law enforcement spotted them less than a mile from the Palm Beach shore. So, the smugglers his family paid forced him off the boat at gunpoint, drowning them. Augustine's siblings were just 4 to 11 years old.
I was home Saturday morning watching the cartoons, me and my cousin. They had breaking news that this lady died with kids, and I told my cousin, hey, I think that's my mom.
For his father, Dumercy, the loss was unbearable.
When my mom died, he died. He was like alcoholic. Just realizing now that, how rough he had it.
The tragedy made national headlines in 1979, and the South Florida community helped with their funerals and burial. Catholic Charities donated the plots at Our Lady of Mercy Cemetery, but for decades, the plots remained nameless. It was as if they never existed. Enter Bernard Portier Jr. His father owned Portier Funeral Home, which donated caskets for the family. On his deathbed, the elder Portier had a final request of his son.
He said, that family needs headstones.
A promise and goal: get 7 headstones for the Lorfields family. It wasn't easy.
I reached out to a number of individuals. Some called back, some said they'll get back with me. But Jawan Strader of Channel 6 Voices called me, and I explained to him what I needed. And he said, we're gonna do this. And
we did, by sharing Augustine and Bernard's story. Word reached Haitian American Doctor Rudy Moise.
Family to me is very, very important. All I do myself personally is for my family. So when I see what happened to his family, the tragedy that happens, and he had no closure for 46 years. And finally today, he has what he needs: closure.
Closure with each name: Elaine Alcee Lorfields, Dumerville Lorfields, Yvonne Lorfields, Kevis Lorfields, Michael Lorfields, Antoinette Lorfields, and his father, Dumercy Lorfields.
People know now, who my sister and brother and sister is, my mom, my dad,
Thanks to a generous doctor and a son determined to fulfill a promise.
That was a burden lifted up off me. I said to my father, Daddy, we did it. We did it.